Welcome to COM 121, Lecture on Sitemaps. A sitemap is a list of web pages accessible to crawlers or users. This is a Wikipedia definition and it's pretty good, but it's not complete. But it does define two important aspects. A sitemap can be viewed by a machine or a human. In this tutorial, we will be looking at three different types of sitemaps: graphic sitemaps, HTML sitemaps, and XML sitemaps. Graphic and HTML sitemaps are intended for humans, and XML sitemaps are viewed by robots or machines. Graphic sitemaps are used for planning site structure and scope of web project. They are used by web teams, which may include a project manager, a web interface designer, a site owner, a web developer. And this is an example of a graphic sitemap for a website similar to what you will be creating in this class. This is another example of a sitemap for a medium-sized company. It has a significantly larger amount of pages, and notice how additional pages are represented on that sitemap. Our next example is an e-commerce website. Notice how the product catalog is divided into three layers of information. The first one is product category. Within each product category we have different brands, and within each brand we may have different product pages. This makes it easy for shoppers to find what they're looking for. Our next example is another e-commerce website. The viewers are presented with different information depending on their login status. In this example, we can see that a sitemap is actually blended with so-called flowchart. Flowcharts define the user journey through the web pages. Our next example is a sitemap for google.com. You can see that this sitemap shows example Google Images or Google News, Google Maps. Because it summarizes those large amounts of information, it looks different from other examples we've been analyzing before. Our second category is HTML sitemap. These sitemaps are used to help visitors to navigate through the websites. They're frequently used by e-commerce websites, and this is an example of apple.com sitemap. So graphical sitemaps and HTML sitemaps are used by humans. Our third example is XML sitemap, which is used to improve web visibility or SEO by providing information about site pages to help web crawlers like Google or Bing. They are used to help robots to analyze the content of the website. This information is used to rank websites on search engines. XML sitemaps increase visibility of dynamic pages. robots.txt is an example of XML sitemap file. Here is a sample code of XML file. There is information about the location of the web page, the last modification, how frequently it changes, and how important it is. XML sitemaps are generated by web administrators, webmasters. Webmasters use tools like Google Webmaster to generate XML sitemaps. XML sitemaps are beyond the scope of this class, and for the purpose of our project we will be focusing on graphical sitemaps.